bus. Now I get it. Oh, it's kind of Disney.
Wish 1075.
Bakit hindi mo maramdaman? Ikaw sa akin ay mahalaga. Ako sa'yo'y kaibigan lang.
So she's already providing us with a beautiful kind of softer vocal. When you have a great dynamic range in your voice, you don't need to constantly push, and I think it's something that singers learn quite early on, that the beauty isn't always in the volume, and I think that Morrisette really understands that. But now she's pushing it a little further with our pre-chorus, and what I'm gathering, I've got the captions on, the English captions, what I'm gathering from this is it's an unrequited love, and yeah, it really has that Disney feel to me so far. Beautiful. That little cry there, I love that touch because that's so her, and it's great to hear that she is putting her stamp all across this song so far, you know, with that dynamic range, with that little cry in her vocal. Her performance is quite soft visually as well. It's not like she is overdoing facial expressions or anything like that. You're gently feeling the song with her. Nice. See, that was a great example of using your chest vocal, using your head vocal, flipping between each and showing how you can do that part of that song with both parts of your voice. Lovely. Lovely agility. A little aspirate. Can you see how she's opening her jaw up so that those chest vocal notes can really soar out? That's really key, I think, especially when you're sat down and in getting that prep for those bigger notes. It's so difficult to properly sing when you're sat down. She does it so well. Love that. It's like a squeak, isn't it? Oh. See how she's just slightly changing everything, even from the beginning of the second verse. She has just developed that melody slightly. She's going a little further within her vocal. She's bringing out what to me is probably, like, just watching her, thinking slightly improvised ad-libs. I feel like she might change them up every time she sings this song, but tell me if I'm wrong. But that's what it feels like to me. She's the kind of singer that can do that. It doesn't have to be 100% exactly the same every time she sings it. control. What? What just happened? Let's just re-watch that, because what just happened? I can't believe that. Now, there are a couple of things that are really impressive about that. First of all, her range. Wowzers. Was not expecting her to shoot up from that belted note into that section of her vocal, which I didn't even know she had. Second of all. Third of all, I am mightily impressed by her breath control. You know, to be able to reach up into those heights from a held chest vocal belt, all in one breath. Girl, I mean, that was super impressive. I am taken aback purely because I was not expecting it. And also, if you didn't know that this was live, you would think it was a recorded version. It's pitch perfect. Beautiful. To pause that, but I'm sorry, I have to go back and watch that little section again. She blew my mind, and she's blown my mind once more with her range again. Unbelievable. But also, that phrase was even longer, and you can see that because she's fully in control, she's really enjoying what she's doing. She's not really having to overthink it. She's well rehearsed. She is in good control of her vocal. She can enjoy doing these incredible things with her voice because it's all there, it's all in the prep. Wow. There's a smoothness in her chest vocal as well. Tom Phil. I love about this is that they've put that lovely reverb on her vocal and a little slight delay as well, and things like that that aren't auto-tuning, and you know, the stuff we don't need. Little touches like this just enhance a really great performance. Yes.
Wish exclusive on Wish 107.5.
I mean, start as you mean to go on, you know? If you're going to do that, you may as well do it again.
At
has a really, really beautiful tone. I love the way she's able to go in between a focused tone and airy tone. She has some really good control here. And I also love the way she is going up in a really full voice sometimes and then like doing little cries off of it, little breaks off of it. It just shows a lot of welling emotion. But the thing I love the most is how happy she seems to be singing. You see it in her face. She's just got this smile the whole time. She's relaxed. She's not straining for any of these notes. It feels like the motion that is that has more power in it and more buildup. You can tell that that's built from down below, from her diaphragm, and that it's not built up here in her larynx because you don't get these like veins popping out or anything like that. So that's really cool to see. In addition, you can really hear that at the top she has a choice between belting a note or flipping and giving it some more head voice, so like some more top-down approach or some more weighty approach. She's able to go between the two really easily, which is nice. It gives her a lot of choices of different colors and qualities to bring. Okay, so I've learned now it's akin nalang, not akin nalang, which is how I first announced it. That's always fun to learn. You said something wrong partway through the video. Oops. Okay, I've learned. Listen to the way she's doing runs. I think she's probably going to do it more, and if not, we'll go back and catch a few. But you can always tell when a person is more comfortable with runs because they'll change the vowels up to actually help them accentuate the run and give different emotions to it. So at the end of the first chorus, she did a run where she had her mouth open, and then at the end, she'd actually closed it down and went to kind of like a almost like a hum, but more with an N kind of tongue position there. So it's really fascinating to hear how she is defining different notes within the run using different vowels or mouth positions. Listen to that one more time. That's a great example of using chest voice or head voice. The first time she used head voice to get into it, and the second time she used her chest voice. There's your head voice, and there's your chest voice. Okay, yeah, I was hoping for that moment. I was like, I hear she does whistle. I hear she does whistle. I really want to hear it. You can't be called the Mariah Carey of something unless you flip into whistle register, which are those high rafter notes that they kind of sound like a whistle, and it's only part of your vocal folds that are vibrating to make them. I am such a sucker for somebody who can flip into whistle, especially within a pop song, or you hear it more often with some opera, but I love hearing it in other genres. So that was exciting. Let's figure out what those notes were. she went up to an A6 there. So that's 2 octaves above where concert pitch is tuned to for orchestras. That's really, 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 really high. Whew, let's hear it one more time.
Akin ka na,
She connected it to the bottom note, which is even harder to do.
Ako pa ba'y ibigin pa? Ang dinadasal, makikiusap na lang. Akin ka na lang, kilig.
Whoa!
Akin ka na lang.
Woo!
Ang dinadasal sa araw-araw. At maghihintay hanggang akin ka na.
Okay. Whoa, she just did so much that was really amazing there. And she has a pretty deep and heavy tone to be taking up as high as she just did. When she belted her top note in there, I want to figure out what note that was. The difference is when you have that, she has a warmer tone. It's not like contralto by any means, but on the other hand, it isn't a thin lower tone that is really easy to take up. She's kind of got like middly weight to her middle tone. So to take that up, that's harder to do for her, but she did it and she went higher than I would have expected her voice to go. So I want to see where she's going with that. She also put a little growl in there. That was fun, right? I was like, oh, she growls too? Whoa. And that's where she had just that little bit of rasp at the beginning of a note. And then on top of that, I just kind of stood back at one point because she was holding a phrase for a really long time. I was thinking to myself, when was the last time she took a breath? So let's go back and catch some of that because that was really impressive.
Ibigin pa ang dinadasal, makikiusap na lang. Akin ka na lang, kilig. Akin ka na lang. Ang dinadasal sa araw-araw.
Wow, this is such a long breath. Wow. Wow, girl's killing it. She's killing it. So she was going up to an E5 there in a full belt, a really full belt. It didn't, the sound didn't thin out much and she took it all the way up. That was really, really good. How long was this breath? Just a second, we're going to watch the timer.
Ka na lang, kilig. Akin ka na lang. Ang dinadasal
39.
sa araw-araw.
Oh, so that was from 3:39 to 3:53. So that was 14 seconds. And she's doodling around in there and everything. And it's also after she's had a really big belted note and a couple of other big things she's done. She did a growl before as well. So there's so much that's stacked in there. I just would not have expected suddenly to have this amazing long phrase in addition. It shows so much vocal control. And she's so much more capable of a lot of things than I would have even expected from the first minute of the song. It's very impressive. Let's keep going. Oh, there you go. There are those run vowels.
Wish exclusive on Wish 1075.
love those little whistles she does at the end. I want to hear it again. Okay. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. So she's just like hanging out there. She's like, yeah, whatever. I'm on a high E. Really easy peasy. And look at how happy her face is when she does it. She doesn't worry about tension or anything.
107.5.
That was so good. It was so good. Wow. What an impressive artist. That was so much available to her. She did a lot.
What's up, everyone? It's me, Justin. I'm an opera singer. Today's video, the amount of requests I have gotten for this particular artist is out of this world. This is Miss Morrisette singing her original song, I believe, called Akin, nalang. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let's go. Interesting.
107.5.
Okay, I'm going to pause here. She just took a breath, so I know she's going to sing something. But I actually want to talk about just this little snippet of music that we've heard in the recording so far. That da-da-da-da-da was very, very simple and very memorizable, let's say. And it repeated with the same exact notes the second time around. Da-da-da-da-da. Da 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 da. To me, that sounds like thematic material, and thematic material in music usually returns in its original form, or it can even return with some renditions within the melody. But I like that so far. Very simple, very easy to memorize, and then right after it, it was just da 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 da. Da, 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 da. So let's see if that material returns later on in the song. Just wanted to point that out because it sounds really nice. Just very simple and easy to remember. So cute. She looks gorgeous.
Wish 107.5.
Bakit hindi mo maramdaman?
Ooh.
Ikaw sa akin ay mahalaga.
Pretty.
Kung sa'yo'y kaibigan lamang, paano nga ba't di ko
Okay, interesting. I'm gonna pause here. Man, I freaking love her voice. Something interesting happened. So when she first started singing, the instrumentals were very bare. It was just piano and her voice. And what she did with her melodic line was she actually incorporated more breaks within the legato line as she was singing with this bare accompaniment, just the piano. And she did this by either stopping the sound on a note as she was singing it and then didn't take a breath but went right into the next note, or made a break, just like a nice little crack in her voice. But then this was very nice. This is not bad. I actually loved this because when the second, I guess, part of this little section came back again, more instrumentals were introduced in the arrangement, and she actually sang with more of a legato line, meaning the line was a little bit more continuous and there was more of an even flow from note to note. I loved hearing that contrast with the bare minimum accompaniment, and then immediately after just bringing more of a forward drive and a legato line to her melodic line. Let's rewind and see if you can hear just, it's an ever so slight difference in the small breaks and cracks in her voice at the very beginning, and then when that beat comes in and the drive is more forward, notice how much more smoother her line is, and just enjoy those two differences.
7-5.
Bakit hindi mo maramdaman ikaw sa akin ay mahalaga? Ako sa'yo'y kaibigan lamang.
Oh, so
Paano nga ba't di ko matanggap?
beautiful.
At ako pa ba'y iibigin pa ang dinadasal? Nakikiusap na lang, akin ka na lang, akin ka na lang, ang dinadasal sa araw-araw. Akin ka na lang, akin ka na lang, at maghihintay hanggang akin ka na.
Oh, Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna pause here. First, I don't know if you noticed me doing the kind of hand movement during the chorus. When she was singing the akin kanalang, that was the thematic material that was in the very beginning of the song when I had talked about the instrumentals before she had started singing. And like I had said, thematic material returns. That's kind of easy to guess in pop style music, because usually the formula is fairly simple with simplistic chords and simplistic harmonic progressions. And so I'm just glad that that happened. You heard thematic material, and that's actually the melodic line of the chorus. Now, secondly, akin kanalang. I understand, I know she's Filipina. Is this Tagalog? Let me actually hold 3 seconds. I'm going to see if this is in Tagalog. Akin kanalang. Is that Tagalog? You are mine. Ah, yes. Okay, perfect. So this is Tagalog. I haven't heard Tagalog in so long, so I don't really remember what it sounds like. But man, the Tagalog language, this language is so singer friendly. It's so many vowels. It's just vowel to vowel movement. I would love to sing in this language. It's honestly a singer's dream. It's beautiful. And what I love about her specifically is every vowel that she is choosing to sing is very similar to another vowel. So if she is singing akin kana, all of her ahs are very similar. They sound all the same. If she's going to sing an I vowel, it sounds the same every time she sings an I vowel, and same with her E vowel. And that is one of the advantages of singing in your native tongue, is you know your tongue position because you have it in your mouth as a muscle habit almost. Your muscles have memorized how to say those vowels, and that translates beautifully when singing. So I appreciate just the consistency in all of her vowels. Thirdly and lastly, what was it? Oh, there was a moment when she was singing a word and she put a glottal attack on the vowel, and the vowel was E. I don't know what the words were, but she was singing E, E. So she stopped the sound by making a break and kind of a slight attack on the E. And to my ears, as a non-native Tagalog singer, that actually told me, and I can make this guess because I've studied language, that kind of told me maybe that two things were happening. Either that was two separate words, or that was a compound word, and she was using the E, the glottal attack, the separation on that E vowel, to demonstrate that they were two separate words or a compound word, meaning the first word ended in the vowel that the next word is going to start in. And that is fantastic, a fantastic technical choice to do. Because when I as a singer can recognize that, ooh, she put a glottal attack there. Why would she do that? Maybe it's 2 words and I can now understand, oh, she's trying to say something different, or oh, this is actually a compound word and these 2 words should be together. Man, I was wondering when my almost 6-figure freaking tuition was going to come in handy. Let's rewind and re-listen to that glottal attack on that eval. And if anyone speaks Tagalog, please let me know in the comment section what that 1 word is, or what those 2 words are, or if it's even 2 words. Again, I'm making a big guess.
At ako pa ba'y iibigin pa? Ang dinadasal, nakikiusap na lang. Akin ka na lang.
Beautiful.
Akin ka na lang. Ang dinadasal sa araw-araw. Akin ka na lang. Akin ka na lang.
So good.
At maghihintay
Nice pullback.
hanggang akin ka na.
Gorgeous.
At sa panaginip lamang
Gorgeous.
nahahangkat, nayayakap ka.
Gorgeous.
At ako pa ba'y
There it is again.
iibigin pa? Ang dinadasal, makikiusap na lang.
Beautiful.
Akin ka na lang. Akin ka na lang.
Gorgeous.
Ang dinadasal
Nice.
sa araw-araw. Akin ka na lang. Akin ka na lang.
Beautiful.
At maghihintay hanggang akin ka na.
Okay, I'm gonna pause here. I don't know where it's going next, but I just quickly want to say I absolutely love her mouth position. She is having no trouble whatsoever diving and bobbing and weaving in and out of her lower chest into her mid register and up into her more beltier mixed voice register in her higher register. It sounds flawless and a very good way to practice feeling that evenness between all of your registers is to actually practice doing slides. That way, when you're practicing doing them, you can actually feel in your body where that next break in your register is going to be, and just continue practicing sliding through that hard part. So a slide would just be practice doing that all up and down your register. Start lower, then go higher, start higher, and then go lower, and really hone in on those uncomfortable parts, because that is what is going to help you navigate from register to register. That's one part. Another fantastic thing that she is doing is she is keeping her mouth open in relation to where she needs to go. So if she has a high note or a more beltier note coming, you don't see her mouth going like from this to like this all of a sudden. I can tell she's got a good mentality or a good mental idea of what is to come, and her internal space is already prepped for that. So fantastic. That's why she sounds so great in all registers.
Ka na lang ang dinadasal sa araw-araw. Akin ka na lang. Akin ka na lang.
I'm sorry. I knew something was going to happen when she grabbed onto that table. When she grabbed onto the table, I was like, what is about to happen? But I was not expecting that to happen. The crazy part is that long note that she sustained, the that note already was held for a good amount of time. I thought that note alone was going to be the end of the phrase, and then she just decided to jump all the way up to a an A freaking 6. That is a massive jump, you all, from a B4 to an A6. That is, let's see, 2 octaves would be a 15th, a whole step down. What is that? A jump of a minor 14th in one phrase. And on top of that, the A6 note had a little riff or a run going on it at the same time. You want to tell me, honey, you did that in one phrase? Rewind.
Hintay hanggang akin ka na
Woo! Yes, girl.
At ako pa'y ibigin pa.
Gorgeous phrase.
Ang dinadasal makikiusap na
Beautiful.
akin ka na lang.
Beautiful.
Akin ka na lang.
Yes.
Ang dinadasal
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Breathe. Okay. Stop. That didn't just happen. Stop.
At ako pa ba'y ibigin pa?
Love that phrase.
Ang dinadasal makikiusap na
Nice.
lang. Akin ka na lang. Akin ka na lang.
Nice.
Ang dinadasal sa
Okay, I loved everything about this phrase. You all have no idea, and let me give some breakdowns just about these phrases in general. Okay, so the second time listening to these several phrases, I actually wanted to pay super close attention to her breaths in between each phrase, just so I can get a better understanding of what's going on. And I'm really glad that I did, because surprisingly, the breath that she took right before her extremely long phrase that we just heard was a catch breath. Catch breaths can be so advantageous if you know what to do with them. And for me, there are 2 main factors to a great catch breath, like Miss Morrisette just demonstrated. The first thing to a great catch breath is releasing as much air as you possibly can from the breath before. That way, it's almost like your body is able to just restart from fresh, because when you have old air from the breath before and you don't release it properly, we call that stacking your air. And eventually, if you continue to stack your air throughout the song, your sound then will start coming from your throat, and that's where you don't want it to come from. I can tell her catch breaths were great because it seemed as if she released her air and she took in a sweeping breath on that catch breath. Now, what a catch breath is it's a much shorter breath than a regular quote-unquote breath that you would get in a normal phrase. And that happens because of the way that the melodic line is written. So for hers, she had the and then she had a very short amount of time to take in as much breath as she can. Now, the second component of a good catch breath, which I can't tell because it has to do with mind reading, essentially, but it's telling your mind that the new air that you inhaled is going to be enough to get you through the phrase. And that is a very hard thing to do because we as singers can get so overwhelmed with we're not taking in enough air. That wasn't a good enough breath, and I know this phrase is long. This phrase requires so much energy. I didn't take in enough air. And trust me, you all, the power of your mind, it does wonders. If you practice telling your mind the air that you take in on your breath will get you through the phrase, that is transformative in your everyday technique learning style. So if you're a singer out there, practice doing that. Now, I obviously cannot read Miss Morissette's mind, but the way that she was able to get through that ridiculously long phrase kind of tells me that she trusts her body and the breath that she took in, and as a result, she succeeded and got through the phrase beautifully. Another thing that may be surprising is her singing this phrase in mostly chest voice and a little bit of mixed voice is going to be easier to do than singing it all on, let's say, a head voice or a mixed voice. I talk a lot about sustaining extremely long phrases and what is physiologically happening when you incorporate straight tones and vibratos and just singing in your chest voice on extremely long phrases. It helps so much. That very detailed explanation is in my Voctive performance analysis, and I will link it down below. But honestly, I'm floored. That's all I can say.
At ako pa'y ibigin pa ang dinadasal, makikiusap na lang.
Gorgeous.
Akin ka na lang, akin ka na lang.
Catch breath?
Ang dinadasal sa at maghihintay hanggang akin ka na.
Oh, beautiful cooling down.
Wish Cluesive
Nice.
on Wish
Ah.
1075.
So good.
Wish 1075.
Bakit hindi mo maramdaman? Ikaw sa akin ay mahalaga. Ako sa'yo'y kaibigan lamang. Paano nga ba't di ko matanggap? At ako pa ba'y iibigin pa ang dinadasal, nakikiusap na lang. Akin ka na lang, akin ka na lang. Ang dinadasal sa araw-araw, akin ka na.
What is in the water in the Philippines?
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Right? How old is she, you think? She looks like she's about 18 to 20, somewhere in that
I
range.
don't know, but oh my goodness,
Beautiful
can she
voice.
sing?
Beautiful control.
The tone, the richness of it.
Man,
And
this
like,
is just verse one. If what I'm thinking is going to happen, this thing's going to build up into a monster crescendo at the end, like most songs do.
and she's beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous young girl, future ahead of her. She's super talented. She's been fortunate enough to be discovered, and let's just take a second to appreciate her. She's awesome. Let's see where this goes. You ready?
Yes. Oh, okay.
Akin
got like chills up my spine just now.
Here, let me.
Yeah, it was probably you.
sa panaginip lamang nahahangkat nayayakap ka.
We say this every time we watch a Wish Bus performance, but shout out to the folks over there at Wish 1075 for having amazing studios on wheels that can make these artists just sound amazingly perfect.
Let them shine.
Yeah.
They're letting them shine,
Yeah,
like
it's
in their
beautiful.
element. Oh my goodness.
I hope that the crowd outside can hear what we're hearing.
Oh, they totally
There's got to
can.
be speakers on the outside, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go.
Ataw kung baba'y iibigin pa ang dinadasan makikiusap na lang akin ka na lang akin ka na lang ang dinadasal sa araw-araw akin ka na lang.
I just love the crying in her voice right
I was
there.
going to say that was nice.
Whew.
That was nice.
Whew.
Intentional.
Whew.
Intentional.
Like-
Very- yeah. Emotional. Please be mine. Please be mine.
Yeah, you've always like loved that someone that you wanted them to be yours. Like,
And you feel it in the core of your body.
I know we were on a break, but like, please be mine.
I don't have any idea what she's talking about. Ready?
Yeah.
Akin ka na lang at maghihintay hanggang akin ka na
Okay, Morrisette. Okay, sneaking in with a little whistle tone just to make sure we were paying attention.
So it's like, hello, be mine already.
Should we go back and hear that one more time?
One more time. Yes. Holy crap, I did not expect that.
Woo, here we come. All right.
At ako pa ba'y ibigin pa ang dinadasal makikiusap na lang akin ka na lang akin ka na lang ang dinadasal sa
It's like you opened up the crank on the fire hydrant, you know what I'm saying? And you just, now the water is coming out at full
It's
blast.
just gushing at you.
Before it was just trickling out, giving us a little
Here's
stream.
this beautiful melody.
But she just opened the valve all the way, and now, boom, this voice is just coming out of this young lady. Woo!
You stopped it right before I got my goosies.
I'm
too.
sorry. I'm going to back it up. Don't you worry.
I was about to get
We're
goosies.
going back. We're going to watch this song again. Woo.
ang dinadasal sa araw-araw.
Ooh, look at the people.
Her lovely face.
How beautiful.
Wow. Just before.
Wish
Yeah.
1075.
Bakit hindi mo maramdaman ikaw sa akin ay mahalaga? Ako sa'yo'y kaibigan lamang. Paano nga ba't di ko matanggap?
Should I pause or should I keep her
Yeah,
singing?
you can't. You're like drowned in
Akin
her.
ka na lang.
Yeah, like be mine.
Wow.
Be mine.
Just before she started, I got the chills.
Yeah, me too.
Is
Me
this
too.
real?
Yeah. You can feel her. You can feel everything.
I feel
with
like
her.
I'm hearing and listening to an angel. Like this is not real, guys.
Yeah. Her tone, her passion about it.
That's
you
it,
can
the tone
feel
of
it right
passion.
in your heart. You can connect with it. you
Even
know?
though we don't know the language, it's
Yeah, and the
Tagalog, I
language
think,
barrier.
the Philippine language.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Well, yeah, thank you.
Ang dinadasal sa araw-araw, akin ka na lang.
Oh my God.
Akin ka na lang. At maghihintay hanggang akin ka na. At sa panaginip lamang nahahagkan, nayayakap ka. At ako pa ba'y iibigin pa? Ang dinadasal, makikiusap na lang. Akin ka na lang. Akin ka na lang. Ang dinadasal sa araw-araw. Akin ka na lang. Akin ka na lang. At maghihintay hanggang akin ka na. At ako pa ba'y ibigin pa? Ang dinadasal, makikiusap na lang. Akin ka na lang, akin ka na lang. Oh, ang dinadasal
Oh my God.
sa araw-araw. At maghihintay hanggang akin ka na.
Exclusive.
I wasn't ready for this
Oh my God.
at all.
Yeah. I can't believe the emotion you get from her.
Her vocals are astronomical. Her voice is so breathtaking. Her beauty is
Yeah.
astonishing.
Yeah. And
I mean, how can we connect with someone singing another language?
a
and
whole
you just
other
feel
language.
what she's saying
Yeah.
and the
And
core
you
in our.
connect with it to your heart, deep down to your heart. Yeah, and you feel flying. You feel flying. I don't feel like I'm here. I get
I
taken
really
away.
cannot explain or describe her talent.
Yeah.
This is
So-
so emotional.
Yeah. I'm shocked.
I
I'm
mean,
shocked.
the voice.
Yeah, her
the high
vocal
pitch.
ability, the high, the low, the way she, man.
I mean, how can she sustain and maintain the same
yeah.
same
And without
fucking
any effort, and you
voice?
feel like
Her
without an
full
effort.
voice, yeah, effortlessly with the high pitch and the low pitch and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whistle.
Yeah, and add to that the emotional part, like the way you can connect. Not a lot of people can do that. to make you feel.
I mean, she's singing a foreign language.
Yeah.
And how can we connect to her?
Yeah.
And she, I was staring a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wish 1075.
Bakit hindi mo maramdaman? Ikaw sa akin ay mahalaga.
All right, I am loving the tiny, delicate, breathy tone. I've heard this song, so I know it builds, and this is really gonna make those builded moments seem even bigger, the fact that she's starting so delicately. I'm loving her use of vibrato. Muma was straight tone. She put vibrato on maramdaman. Is that the correct word? Ma had a little bit of quick vibrato, but on ram, she gave us a beautiful straight tone, and she also gave us a crescendo through it. It's subtle, but listen to how she pushes. Hear the crescendo, the way she built through the phrase, meaning she gradually got louder. It's subtle, but it's there. It's very tasteful.
Ikaw sa akin ay mahalaga. Ako sa'yo'y kaibigan lamang. Paano nga ba't di ko matanggap?
And on lamang, same thing. She started the first half of that word, lamang, with a straight tone, and she crescendoed through it. And she let that quick little vibrato ring on the second half of the word. That's really beautiful. Lamang. And it's breathy, but it's not too breathy, which I'm appreciating. She's really finding a way to still be soft and subtle, but not make the sound too fuzzy or too full of air. Oh, but she put a little turn on the end of it too. And the turn was super quick. She got it really fast.
Paano nga ba't di ko matanggap? At ako pa ba'y iibigin pa?
Okay, I'm really loving the tone that she's giving us, especially right here. She's starting to bring it a little bit more forward. At ako. She's really using the nasal resonators, but she's keeping the space. She's not going atako, which would be really nasally but a little bit constricted. And she's also not going hatako, which would be a lot of space but not as forward and not in the nasal resonators. She's going atako. She's finding a happy medium between those two, which is creating a really beautiful sound. Oh my God, I look really funny with these glasses. I swear I wear them out. I look like this in real life.
At ako pa ba'y iibigin pa?
And on ba, you can really hear it. Ba. It's not ba, ba. It's also not ba. She's finding a middle ground between both of those two, and it's beautiful and a really, really healthy, relaxed place to sing.
Ang dinadasal nakikiusap na lang. Akin ka na lang. Akin ka na lang.
Ugh, and there's our hook. I've been listening to this song. It is a good song. It's very pretty. You can really hear it on lang. Hear the nasally quality. Lang. It's not long. She's not yelling it. Absolutely not. It's a really good mix between her chest voice, long, and her head voice, long. And she's really using that forward placement. It's the nasal resonators. It's literally your nose. But the reason it sounds beautiful is because she's still keeping space. Long. It's not long. It's also not lang. Hear how one note can sound literally so many different ways?
Akin ka na lang. Ang dinadasal sa araw-araw.
I loved that little scoop on sa. There was a tiny little crack. You guys probably heard it. Some people were telling me that's called squeak, which I've never heard that term before. Maybe that is a little nickname for it. But between, oh man, I don't know how to say that word. Arau, arau. I think that's what it is. Arau, arau. I cannot do it as good as her. She gets it really, really subtly. It's between arau and arau. Again, you hear that? It's like a little crack, kind of like a teeny tiny flip into your head voice. Arau, arau. And she's giving us some more chest voice here. I am stopping a lot. Notice akin ka na lang, akin ka na was a little bit more reserved. There was a little bit more air in the sound. It wasn't on a full belt. It wasn't akin ka na, but then lang was more of that full mix. Akin ka na lang. The first half, akin ka na, was in a breathy, softer place, and lang, she brought it forward. She made it mixy. We are getting some really gorgeous mixes right now. Oh God. I don't know how to say these words. At maghihintay. Let me Google Translate. Maybe that way I can hear it pronounced. At maghihintay. At maghihintay. Please forgive me. You guys are probably like, American. But at maghihin was super soft and breathy. That same soft and breathy place I talked about earlier. And Thai, she kind of popped into a more forward mix. She took some of the air out and she made it a little bit punchier. Do you hear it? It wasn't at maghihintay, which would be keeping it all in that breathy head voice. It also wasn't at maghihintay, which would be keeping it all in a mix. She sang most of that phrase in a breathier, softer head voice, and on Thai, it still isn't loud, but she took some of the air out, she brought it forward, and she popped into a mix. Thai was a lot fuller, a lot more forward. And you know what? That's a very like Mariah Carey thing to do. I know I'm gonna get comments about that, but it's true. And you guys pointed out that Mariah is a big influence of Morissette's. I love that. I love how she kind of just puts a subtly scoop into and kana was in that same really forward, a little bit nasally mix, which is beautiful. I'm loving the tone we're getting. And did you notice how she ended it? She kind of fell off of it a little bit, which was cute. That was really pretty. Hear how long she let the straight tone ring before she put some vibrato on the end. Loved that. It wasn't and see how you can really hear the timbre of her voice? I'm a big straight tone fan. I love having some good moments of just no vibrato, no runs, nothing. It can be really powerful, and it is really powerful. Obsessed. Lamang. What she did leading up to that and on that word was really interesting. Panaginip lamang. When she sings panaginip on panaginip, she sang it a little fuller and a little bit more forward, and you almost think that on lamang she's gonna belt it or she at least mix it, but then she didn't. She played a trick on us. She flipped into that beautiful head voice, and there was not a lot of air in it. It wasn't a super breathy head voice, but it's definitely a head voice. See how ginip, it wasn't ginip. Especially on ginip, it gets a little fuller. Ginip. She didn't go ginip. She makes it seem like she's driving it forward and she's gonna go lamang and she's gonna smack you in the face with it, but she doesn't. She pulls back and she flips and gives us this beautiful head voice. And on la of lamang, she gives us this, but then on mang, she pops forward and gives us a mix. Lamang. Hear the difference in the timbre right there between la and mang? She didn't go lamang. Wasn't lamang, which is the whole thing in a mix. Also wasn't lamang. But then on the run, she goes back into that breathy head voice. And it's pretty breathy. It's way breathier than the head voice she gave us on La. Lamang. It's not Lamang, which is the whole thing in a mix. It's also not Lamang, which is the whole thing on the head voice. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? That is some Mariah Carey influence if I've ever heard it. And you know what that is telling us? Is that's telling us that she knows how to use her break. Where your voice breaks, meaning where you go from chest voice, ha, to head voice, ha. Right there, your voice flips into a different register. And she knows how to use it and she knows how to manipulate it. Loved the little glottal dips. Ba! It wasn't ba, which is kind of like a riff. Ba! They're little dips that come here from the glottis. I talk about these a lot on my channel. Hear how that kind of sounds different? I love it. Ugh, I'm loving the tone, the timbre of ang dinada sa. For some reason, it's like easier for me to sing the words than it is to say them. Ang dinada sal. Ang dinada sal. She's really using her nasal resonators, but she's still keeping space, and that's why it's so beautiful. But also on I love that little like scoop that she kind of uses to accent it. Oh my God, I'm just gonna sing it on ah. It's not ah, which would be just very straight. It's ah, ah. Hear that accent on sal, sal? It's really subtle. She's doing it a little bit more subtly than me, but it's super cute and it makes it like feel good. Akin ka na lang, akin ka na lang, ang dinadasal sa araw-araw. Akin ka na lang, akin ka na lang. I'm noticing on these full mixes, she's really letting her vibrato get a little bit slower and a little bit wider. That is a great choice for a bigger belt. There it was again, the little crack in the same spot between arao, arao. Let's check if I'm saying that right. Aro, aro. Every day, that's what it means. Aro, aro. Aro, aro. I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm butchering this language. Aro, aro. I can't do it as good as her. The little flip, the little squeak. Is it called squeak? I did hear people say that this technique is called squeak. I've never heard that term. I'm doing it by just subtly flipping into my head voice really fast. It's like a cry when I talk about how, like that. I would call that a cry, but I guess you can call it a squeak too. And she's doing it really fast and it's a little bit constricted, so that's why it sounds even quicker and even like squeakier. Akin ka na lang, akin ka na lang. Oh, I noticed on that one, remember how I said that akin ka na? She did a lot softer and a lot airier, and then lang was in a much fuller mix. This one, she's giving it to us a little bit fuller. Akin ka na lang, akin. That akin ka na was a little fuller. She took some of the air out of it. We're getting to the climax of this song now, so she ain't holding back anymore. Things are getting serious. At maghihintay hanggang akin ka na I don't know, let's see what note that was. Really, she gave us this fat note and I was like, is she gonna put a run on the end? And she put a whistle tone and a run. Did not see that one coming. That's an A. Erica can't do that. I like can't quite get up to that A flat. Damn. Respect!
At ako pa ba'y ibigin pa? Ang dinadasal, makikiusap na lang, akin ka na lang.
Did you hear the little glottal turn on na? Kusap na lang, na lang. She got it really fast, faster than I can do it.
Akin ka na lang, akin ka na lang. Oh, ang dinadasal sa araw-araw.
I honestly didn't see this coming. We just had a bridge of the song. I thought she was gonna sing the chorus again and take us out, but oh, that's an E. That's high. She's giving us a lot more chest. This is a more chest dominant mix, meaning there's less head voice. It's fuller. There's no air in this. And look at her mouth. See how wide it is? Notice her tongue is going like, which is exactly what we want. That means that the larynx is lowered a little bit, the soft palate is raised, and she's giving us space so that she's not squeezing anything out and she's letting these fat notes ring. Also, I don't even know when she took a breath at this whole time. And she's sitting down. That's wild, girl. Ugh. Okay, so I cut it off like in the middle of the run. I'm sorry. But I thought she was done, but she kept going. Loved the little growl at the top. Maggie! Ugh, beautiful. And she pulls back and gives us a head voice after that. That is gorgeous. Listen to how much that contrasts, that like bridge. She just belted in our face for like 5 minutes and then just gives us that beautiful little head voice.